What up, everybody? It's your boy Mike, and welcome to the Speak Your Clout podcast. Um, I'm a YouTuber. I do videos on hip hop, fucking metal, and professional wrestling. But I always had a dream to be a podcaster, and that dream started around like 2015, I want to say, because in 2014, I started getting heavy. I started to get heavy into podcasts, like listening to podcasts. You know what I mean? I'm a big music buff, so the podcasts I would listen to was preferably metal and rock podcasts because they were amazing. The hip hop podcast, on the other hand, it was not really out there. There was one of them that I wasn't a big fan of. I didn't like the format of it at all, to be honest with you. But it was last year in the summertime where I was on YouTube and I look up album reviews because I'm a music nerd and shit. So looked up Nas. It was written album review because I was in a it was written mood. You know what I'm saying? And came across an amazing podcast by the name of Apartment 5B. I think it had another name back then, obviously, because he just changed it. The host, Kill, who's amazing. He's a great dude. I consider the nigga a good friend. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Um, I came across the It Was Written video. They did a review on that. It was him and a couple of heads, and it was amazing. Absolutely incredible. I'm like, wow, I like to do that one day. You know what I mean? Had no idea of what to do. How do I record a podcast? But luckily I figured that out and have to work out some kinks, like how to get this shit on iTunes where I gotta pay. But for now, I'll just be on Spreaker and I'll spread the link like motherfucking herpes to niggas. You know what I mean? On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, what may have you. But like, it's just been a dream of mine because me and my uncle, who will be a future guest on this podcast, we can sit and talk about hip hop, metal, professional wrestling all day. This is a hip hop podcast though, so we'll be talking about hip hop. But when we talk about it, it's like, wow, we should be recording this because niggas get a kick out of it. He's a funny ass nigga. Like, he has me rolling. So he'll be on here hopefully soon, definitely, you know. And hope I can get some more guests, like maybe Kill would fuck with me or some other friends that I have that are into hip hop, And why did I choose hip hop? Because like I said, there's not besides Apartment 5B, which is my favorite podcast, period. And shout out to Crush a Lot podcast, amazing podcast with the homie Cheese and Sir Loveday and some other guests that Cheese be having on there. It's just a great podcast. Do a lot of Wu Tang Clan stuff, and the Wu is my life. Like my favorite shit in hip hop, more than likely. So yeah, man, I just want to get into the podcast game, man. I don't want to even be famous or no dumb shit. I just want to do a podcast that people enjoy and listen to. You know what I'm saying? Because me talking about music and giving informative information is like my talent. What? Maybe that's even considered a talent, but you know what I mean. Well, I think it is because some niggas can just be like, uh, yeah, the album's good, you know. But I give informative information, talk about it, get a little nerdy on your ass. So that's what I like about it. So what I want to do in this episode is talk about cat. If you follow me on any social media, you know what I mean. There's a fucking dynasty right now in hip hop, in my opinion, by the name of Griselda Records, which consists of Westside Gun, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, Derringer, the producer, and El Camino. And they've been in my life for 2 years now, and it's all I fuck with when it comes. Well, I don't want to say that. I do fuck with a lot of the new stuff, but it's underground shit. But I like mainly that's my favorite shit. You know what I'm saying? Like easily. We're gonna focus. This is a Griselda. Like, why do I think Griselda Records is important to hip hop nowadays? Why are they? I think they're the forefront of it, and they need to be more respected and known. That's gonna be the main topic of the episode. But at first, I want to get y'all in tune with how I got into hip hop. So obviously, I was into hip hop. Like, you know, the people that watch my YouTube channel will know I've been hip hop since 1995. But I obviously knew of it before 1995. Like my mom even said, I would dance to LL Cool J and shit. And I don't remember that, obviously, you know. I would see videos. I see MC Light, Paper Thin, I think it was. I seen that at a young age. I didn't know what the fuck it was, you know. But what really got me into hip hop, you know, it was 1995, and in my living room, my grandmother had a huge stereo. Like I mean, a huge stereo. It was gigantic, you know. That's some 1970s shit. You know how black folks do it, and that stereo, Uncle had his vinyls out. You know, he had vinyls and cassettes back then, and he was going through the vinyls, and I was looking at it, and I came across Public Enemy, Yo Bum Rush the Show from 1987, and I seen the album cover where you know you got Terminator X, Chuck D, the S1Ws, I think, and Professor Griff like trying to grab the turntable, and that image just was fucking dope with the light over it and shit. The yellow font, Public Enemy, the logo, everything just hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, when that needle hit the record and I heard you're gonna get yours, I was just floored. I was like, wow, yo, like this shit's amazing. And then it goes a sophisticated bitch and played the whole album. I said, play it again. He spun it back. Then he played Big Daddy Kane, Long Live the Kane. Looking at that album cover, I was like, wow, look at this nigga. This nigga got some fucking Roman shit on with some fucking fly bitches next to him feeding in the grapes or whatever. Thought that was dope, you know. And heard that and was amazed. Like my favorite shit on there, you know. I know it's a single, but fuck it, ain't no half stepping that beat. It just you know getting bedded to your fucking head. And I was like, yo, hip hop is a drug. And then he played me the 12-inch to Ricky D, you know that Slick Rick, you know Ricky D and Dougie Fresh, Lottie Dottie, you know the called the show 12-inch, and I had Lottie Dottie. I'm like, wow, with your wrinkled pussy, I can't be a lover. Like, I love explicit shit. Like, even back then, you know what I mean? I would watch movies on HBO on the low because my mom didn't let me watch that shit, but I watched it anyway. Like, Boys in the Hood and shit. Like, just hearing cuss words, I was attracted to it, you know, which would lead to me being fucking um obsessed with the parental advisory logo. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, I just would love seeing that on albums, and I would cop it if I had it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, since he played me those three albums, you know, Yo Bum Rush the Show, Public Enemy, that came out in 1987, then 1988's Big Daddy Kane, Long Live the Kane, and the show 12 inches, 85, I want to say. And I was just fucking floored. And then what made me even more crazy, I think this happened a little before the vinyls or after. Had to be after, man. When 95 or 90, early, mid 94, early 94 when this happened. See, this is a problem with. I don't know if the when he played the vinyls happened first. I want to say it didn't. I'm not too sure, but he played. There's this fucking thing that you could order in the back of like magazines and stuff called Rock Video Music Monthly or something like that. It's a VHS series, and in this tape, it was a 1993 release. So the videos on there was like KRS-One, Side of the Police, off the Alternative Boom Bap, Master Ace with Born to Roll, you know, the remix version of Sitting on Chrome. What else is on that motherfucker? The Alcoholics, Only When I'm Drunk, I want to say. Um, Too Short, whatever single was on Getting Where You Fit In. And but the main shit that stood out on that, yo, the main shit that made me go fucking nuts was Wu-Tang Clan's The Mystery of Chess Boxing. Yo, when I seen that shit, I was like, whoa, because I was obsessed with like ninjas and shit. And to see these niggas rhyming in hoodies, whooping niggas' asses and stuff, and just grimy. This is grimier than fucking Public Enemy and the Slick Rick and the Big Daddy Kane records I hear. Like, what the fuck? Mind you, I didn't hear the explicit version yet, so That's a whole nother ball game with that shit, yo. But when I heard that, I was like, whoa, that you God's first verse, raw, I'm gonna give it to you. No trivia, but like cocaine straight from Bolivia. I was like, oh shit. But niggas like the clown you got, but he come hard sometimes, son. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, when I heard that, I was like, whoa. Then he got Master Killer with the fucking size in the video. Oh man, that just hit me like, yo, this shit is dope as hell. And a little after that, man, I went to the Record Town. It's now known as FYE, even though there's no FYEs in fucking Massachusetts. It seems like. If I go to Boston, I'm from Fall River, Massachusetts. There's nothing out here, son. But yeah, man, fucking went to Record Town, and I this is my first albums I ever got. I remember like it was yesterday. 3 cassettes. I got Bone Thugs and Harmony, E1999 Eternal, because I was already put onto them by this kid, this white boy, and this Cambodian nigga in my class, Zach and Robert. They got me the Bone, and then my cousin and her boyfriend at the time got me the Bone Deep, like more deeper. This is '95, and them niggas were like all the rage. So, and I love that album to death. One of my favorites ever. E1999 Eternal, 1995 that came out. Um, oh, what is it? Wu-Tang Clan entered the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers was another tape. Because once I heard that fucking the Mystery Chess Boxer video was sealed the deal, and that the third tape was the Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die, released in 1994. I was like, oof, that album is fucking amazing. And I'll say it right now, fuck it, but I'll talk about it in a future episode. But Ready to Die by the Notorious B.I.G. is my favorite hip hop album of all time. Amazing shit. So when I got those 3 tapes, it just became like a drug. Like, when a crackhead takes that first hit of crack and he wants more, that's what it was. But then I needed it, you know what I mean? So I would do chores for my mom, dishes, rake the leaves or whatever. She'll hit a nigga off for like $10, $11. And back then, I didn't get CD. I didn't get CDs like compact disc until 1998, yo. I got cassettes from 95 to early 98 because cassettes over here anyway was 11.95. It was a double album. It was 20, or like 15 or 20. I'm pretty sure it was 20. And if the CDs were $20 a pop, which to a broke little nigga like me at the time, that's bad. So $20 a pop, and if it was a double, it was 30, my nigga. Like, some CDs were like fucking 35 or like, oh, what the fuck? Or double CDs were like $35. Crazy shit like that, man. Some singular CDs like 21, $22 back then. No word of a lie, man. Real shit. And so I didn't really look for the CDs, nigga. I was attracted to tapes. You know what I mean? CDs back then, when you look at a CD in '95, to me anyway, in '96, '97, it was like, man, I'll have this one day. It's like something. It's like a broke nigga in 1997 with a with a Super Nintendo, wishing he had Sony PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'll have that one day, but I'm a broke nigga from the projects, and I won't have it. That's what I felt like with CDs. But eventually, I got CDs in 1998. So throughout the years, like hip hop was everything to me. You know what I mean? Like from I'm trying to think of that. Like that was elementary school when I got those cassettes. So I hit junior high school in like 90, 97, 98. So like Wu Tang Forever is my life at this point, man. I remember Wu Tang Forever released in like June of fucking 97. I was looking at the fucking clock like it was on crack. Like I was looking at the clock like, man, speed up. You know what I mean? Speed up. I'm gonna get the fuck home. Like the excitement for that release was incredible. My uncle met me after school. Like older niggas in my projects were like, "Yo, I got the album. Yo, I skipped school to get this shit, son." And I was like, "Wow." So after school, like I get the album, double cassette with my uncle, and that album just blew me away. You know what I mean? So like that was like Wu Tang Clan, Wu Tang Forever at that time. CNN, The War Report. I was a little nigga, like what was I, 97, 11, 12, 11, yeah. And I was banging that shit heavy, you know what I mean? Capone Noriega, The War Report, Royal Flush, Get a Millionaire. Um, even Puffy, I fucking No Way Out and shit like that. Maze Harlem World. Of course, all the classics like Dr. Dre, The Chronic, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Doggy Style, even like MC8, We Come Strapped, a lot of West Coast stuff as well. All that shit was in my life at that point. That was like junior high school. Then I get into high school, Of course, DMX was like a lot in my junior high school, like '98 DMX, Stock and Hell's Hot. Stock and Hell's Hot was amazing. The X had the game on lock, and you couldn't go nowhere in my projects at the time without hearing either "It's Dark and Hell is Hot" or "Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood." Fuck the projects, yo. I was walking down like the school when I got to cut through like a shopping center and all that. I love that old the hood that I lived in. It was amazing. But everyone in every vehicle that I passed by was playing "Is Dark and Hell's Hot" or "Flesh of My Flesh." It's like, yo, this DMX country or something. Like the nigga was taking over shit. He had that shit on lock. Like I would say, once Tupac and Big died, like he did hold that shit on his back, along with Jay, Nas. But yeah, man, like Nas was another nigga that was like a real big impact on me. You know what I mean? It was written, came out when I was in elementary school. You know, 11 years old when that came out, and oh, it was everything to me. But yeah, once high school hit, it was the early 2000s. So for me, it was all about G Unit, Dipset, and D Block. Like that was, in my opinion, that's the last great mainstream era, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Even though there's some shit there that I didn't like Little John and the East Side Boys, the Yin Yang Twins, all that corny shit. But there was a handful of shit that I absolutely adored, and that was the mixtape era. The mixtape era was crazy. You know, but yeah, man, that was, in my opinion, like the last great era. Even though you got artists today like Kendrick Lamar, who I dig Kendrick, J. Cole, shit like that, like the mainstream wise, but I'm also seeing a lot of underground shit. We'll get to that. But yeah, man, like 2002 was the year that underground hit me. You know what I mean? Because in this college radio station 91.1. You know what I mean? One fell swoop the same day. I got into Necro, Immortal Technique, Nonfiction, Jedi Mind Tricks, and Cage, in one fell swoop, and I was just blown away. Like, not only do I have, you know, G Unit, Diplomats, and D Block to bump, but I have this underground raw shit to bump with it, along with all the 90s and late 80s classics that I listen to on a day to day basis. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I was so fucking happy to discover those underground artists. And fortunately for me, the disc jockey at the college radio station said the name of the artist, but not the album, just the song. But I would look at Record Town. I think it was Record Town or FOE by this point in 2002. But yeah, I think it was FOE by 2002. And I would look for the artist, you know what I mean, and see the album with that song that they played on there and just cop the shit. So yeah, that's the high school years for me. That was all that, and then obviously, this is leading up to the Griselda shit. Other than underground stuff, there was nothing really wowing me in like the years after, like the 2008s, 2009s. Of course, there was a lot of great stuff coming out underground wise. The mainstream shit wasn't popping. Like 2012, I got 2011 or 2012. I got into Kendrick. You know what I mean? He kind of made me have faith in hip hop again, along with J. Cole and niggas like that. Danny Brown. I know a lot of niggas don't like Danny Brown because his voice, but I think he's dope. But Elzai from Slum Village and all that, yeah, that shit's amazing. But 2012 hits, and there's three artists that like I discovered at the same time that I absolutely adore. I'm talking about Action Bronson from Flushing, Queens, who I think fell off, but Dr. Lecter, well done in his Blue Chip series. Not the new Blue Chips, I don't like that though, but the Blue Chip series. One and two are fucking amazing. Like incredible. So fucking Action Bronson, Mayhem Loren, or like better than Action Bronson. Him, that dude is amazing. I heard him first when I heard Dr. Lecter. So then I went and heard Self Induced Illness, the double CD. It's a mixtape, I think, or an album, but it's amazing. Real grimy nigga. I love Mayhem Loren. He sounds like a updated Cool G rap of this era. He's amazing. He has his own stilo though. He don't sound like G rap, but he just reminds me for some reason. Can't put my finger on it. than Rock Marciano, man. I heard Rock Marciano in 2000 though on Busta Rhymes Anarchy album. And I was like, yo, this nigga's nasty. He held his own with fucking two of my favorite rappers ever. Ghostface Killer and Raekwon and Busta Rhymes. I'm a big fan of Busta from like '90. Leaders of the New School stuff is dope, but I'm a more fan. I'm more of a fan of his '96 to like 2010 year. Even though that the Big Bang in 2006, I think it was incredible. But yeah, I heard Rocco Marciano on there though. I think it's nasty. Then I heard the UN album. I was like, whoa, my nigga Ray, he's doing a bid right now, man. Hold your head, homie. Um, my nigga Ray got me on the UN album. Rocco Marciano and them other niggas. Forgot their names escaped me at this time, but that UN album, you went out, whatever. I think it's called that. 2004, I think. That shit was banging. Um, then he comes out like 2010. He came over Marksburg, but I didn't hear Marksburg until 2012, and I was like absolutely floored. And then that same year, what does he drop? The his seminal magnum opus Reloaded, and I was like, yo, this shit is dope. So those three cats, really restored the feeling for a nigga. Like I was loving it, you know what I mean? And a lot of artists came since 2012 that I adore. Flatbush Zombies, they're dope as hell. You got like a new era. I don't want to say that fucking word, swagger, but I'll say Stilo or Steez to them, but they're still dope as hell. Mad Cats, can't think off the top. I've been saying it forever. Planet Asia is dope as fuck. He's been around forever, and Cali Agents, but I didn't get too deep into Planet Asia until later on, like 2013s, somewhere around there. But yeah, Mad Cats, but it wasn't until late 2015, man. Late 2015, I discovered Griselda Records, man. It was on a site that I fucking detest, underground hip hop, and I just go in there to see what's popping. I don't go in there no more though, not really. But I was in a forum because there's three cool people on there, and I would say three that I seen that are cool. And one of the cool dudes had a link to a song called Rex Ryan, Conway the Machine, featuring um Rock Marciano and Westside Gun. And oh my god, when I fucking seen that video, I was like, what the fuck? When you hear lines like the Mac in my, what do you say? The yak in my cup, the Mac is tucked, what? I'm sticky on back the fuck up. Once he said that, that hit my soul. Cause I'm gonna be honest right now, y'all. I'm a fan of all regions of hip hop. East, West, South, Midwest. Love all that shit. But my favorite, easily, is that East Coast grimy boom bap shit that soothes a nigga's soul. That shit just touched me, yo, when I heard that, because that's my favorite. It took me back to fucking 93, 97 Wu-Tang Clan, fucking 93 to fucking 95, or 93 to 96, Boot Camp Click, man. That's what it took me back to, man. I was like, wow, I'm loving this shit, yo. And I heard Westside Gun, hey, yo. When I heard that, I was like, this nigga's nasty. I was just floored. I needed more. So I heard the first project I heard from them was Hall and Nash that came out in 2015. At this time, I remember my phone was just fucked up. So what I mainly used was like my laptop at the time, and I couldn't DM these dudes if they had hard copies of this shit, and it wasn't on iTunes or nothing like that. It wasn't on no device where you can buy it. So I downloaded that shit from a zippy share file. I keep it a buck. That Hall and Nash, because it was only on SoundCloud, I believe. So I got that. Then I went to this site. I don't know if I pronounce that site. It's DAUPE, Dope Media. I don't fucking know. Dape. I don't fucking know. Sue me. But yeah, man. I go to that site and they had West Side Guns, Hitler Wears Hermes 2 and 3 for free download. So I downloaded that, and it had on that Piff they had Hitler Wears Hermes 1. I got that too, and my God, that the first three Hitler Wears Hermes from West Side Gun just blew me away. The first joint, Hitler Wears Hermes 1, with song like Rayful's Plug and shit. Yo, I went nuts, yo. Like, this nigga is nasty. Grimy fly shit at its finest. Then the second joint, songs like Big L and Half a Mil. I want my money now, while your brains get blown the fuck out. Like, it's just this whole steez is just so ill. You know, Eric B. All that shit on the second Hitler is just amazing. Then he has Hitler Wears Hermes 3, which is underrated as fuck. That's one of my favorites, yo. That shit is Rolex with fucking Sky Zoo. Ill shit. Love that whole shit, and he had Keisha Plum, who was a poet, is featured on all those, and she's amazing. Like, a poetry so dark and gritty. I just love that shit. Yeah, man. So the third joint really is dope. So then I hear like I bought on Google Play. I physically bought Conway Reject 2. I want to show love to the nigga, so I bought that. And then I get a new phone around early 2016. I get a new phone, and this is when Fly God is being promoted. He released Mr. T. Mr. T is produced by Apollo Brown, one of my favorite producers right now, and that shit blew me away. And I was lucky enough to get a copy of Fly. I got Fly God when it first came out. I messaged Westside Gun himself. He's like, PayPal me $20 and I'll send it to you. And he did. It came like fucking before the album release was even popping. I think the release was March 11th, 2016. I got it earlier, and I fucking love that album. I don't give a fuck what people say, but I truly think, that record is the motherfucking this generation's Raekwon, only built for Cuban links. I truly believe that. Like, that album is flawless, yo. Production by Derringer, Static Selector, Camouflage Monk, I want to say, and of course Derringer, the in-house producer, who is my favorite producer right now. Derringer is amazing. That nigga is like the Alchemist meets DJ Premier, all rolling up, meets RZA, all rolled into one. This dude is impeccable at what he does, and the album starts off with Dunks, a track called Dunks featuring his brother. Yeah, his real life brother, Conway the Machine. Conway is my favorite rapper right now, period. Westside is second, and then it's Benny the Butcher, their cousin. So when the nigga Conway was like, this slick line he said on that track that had me going crazy. Rockin', I might, what do you say? Rockin' furs for the winter. I might put on Fox like 96 Jigger. What the fuck? I had Migos rapping before Offset. Come the fuck on. That's way over your head. I look when he said that shit. Cocky shit. Conway's dope. And for him to get shot in 2012 and to fight that shit is absolutely amazing. That is incredible. That is incredible. Let me take a sip of water, yo. Sorry about that. So yeah, man. Just to him to get shot and have Bell's palsy and to continue rapping. Like you said, it was hard for him. If you listen to the amazing Hitler Was Hermes 4 by Westside Gun, and the first song called The Cow is a top 5 verse of all time for me. I don't give a fuck. That shit hit a nigga's soul, gave me goosebumps. Listen to The Cow of Hitler 4. Get back to me, you say Griselda ain't them niggas. Okay, Conway talked about how he got shot and he was mumbling and didn't want to do it. His face was twisted, he was pissed. He overcame it, rhyming with Bell's palsy, and he's the illest nigga out in my opinion. Niggas ain't fucking with Griselda by the least bit. I love plenty of new artists. I love Crime Apple. That nigga's nasty. I love Recognize Ali. You know, his Giallo Point, if that's how you pronounce the producer's name. That nigga's nasty. You got an album with him. I love Husk Kingpin and Smooth. I love a plethora of these amazing fucking artists that are coming out. But Griselda is my favorite, you know, definitely. So yeah, Fly God is just an amazing album. It features from Action Bronson, Danny Brown, Conway, of course, Benny, Mark Hami, you know, Sky Zoo. If you haven't heard the album, you'd be doing yourself a grave disservice, especially if you're a diehard hip hop head and love that East Coast shit like I do, you know. So Fly God is solidified as a modern classic already, in my opinion. It's been a year. So yeah, man, just everything about that album is amazing. You know, I got Fly God. I bought Reject 2, the CD from Conway, but he ran out. But the nigga refunded me the $15. Like, he's a real G. Shout out to him, you know. And they kept releasing amazing shit, you know, over the fucking last year. Like Conway with his Reject on steroids, more steroids, which is amazing. Westside Gun just released Hitler Was Hermes 5 on Halloween. Like, these niggas are like just crazy with the releases. Benny. Benny has out My First Brick. You can get that on iTunes. And 17 Bullets. You can get both of them on iTunes. Reject 2, get on iTunes as well. Unfortunately, you can't get Fly God and none of that on iTunes. You know, you can find a way to get it if you know what I mean. You know, because there's no way to physically like support the nigga with that with a Fly God. But and on eBay, niggas are assholes. They're selling bootlegs of all that shit, and it's not right. But yeah, man. Let's fast forward to, like, you know, I got into them, like I said, late 2015, 2016. They were all the rage for me. It was early 2017. You know, my grandfather had passed in February. Really bummed out, but something made my day. March 3rd of 2016. I'm sitting on the couch, um, at my grandma's house, sitting on the couch, and I got my cousin Holly next to me, and I'm on my phone going on Instagram, and I go to Westside Gun's page. It just pops up. I see a picture of Westside Gun sitting next to his brother Conway, but in the back I see this Caucasian male with his hand on his chin, and that Caucasian male's Eminem. I froze and was absolutely ecstatic. It felt like when 50 signed the Shady, because I was a 50 fan when How to Rob came out, but I was a fan in 2002 before the announcement happened. And, well, it was even better than that, because at the time, I'll be honest, like, niggas wasn't fucking with Griselda. They're still not fucking with Griselda. Just a few heads on Instagram, and that's it. Niggas in my city ain't fucking with that. Niggas is on that millennial fucking trap music, drill fuckboy shit when niggas rhyme like hit it, boom, hit it, ha, ha, who, fuck off. Alright? So to have like this is like my niggas made it. That's what it felt like. And I've spoken to them before. Like, they're humble dudes, you know what I mean? Their mother, you can check Instagram right now on my page. Their mother always comments on my shit when I post them. And she said, "You're my favorite fan. That meant the world to me." Check it. Go on the page. Look at any Griselda post. You'll see their mother talking that shit to me. Like, it's amazing. But anyway, when I seen that on Instagram, I just went nuts. And Westside Gun explain how he's like, we made it. You know what I mean? Like, gave a shout out to Machine Gun Black, who was Benny's brother. So that's their cousin. He got murdered in, like, what, '06, something like that. I can't remember the date. Westside said, but yeah, man, it was amazing. I told my uncle when he came to the spot. I told him about that, and he went nuts. He's a big Griselda head, and I knew it was only a distro deal, so I know it's not going to be a thing where Eminem can fuck them up, because they're not. There's not a commercial bone in these niggas' bodies. You know what I mean? And Conway even said on IG, he said, "I will never do that shit." You know what I mean? And I have faith that they never. If they do, I'll eat crow. But I have faith that they'll never, ever do some whack shit like Slaughterhouse did in that fucking Shady release. Ugh. But you know, just these dudes are amazing, and I'm so happy they got signed to Shady. Once they got signed to Shady, that's when Fly God and all the Hitler 4 and all that was off sale off iTunes for some reason. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate, but I think he said he wants to re-release Fly God and his back catalog, like put it back on iTunes and physical copies. I sworn he said that on one of his Instagram live um, feeds or whatever. But yeah, man, Griselda. I think any head that loves that grimy hip hop should peep these dudes. Westside Gun, Fly God, the Hitler was Hermes 1 through 5, Harlan Nash, Griselda Ghost. How can I forget about that? That came out in 2015, produced by the amazing Big Ghost. Big Ghost is that dude, amazing producer. Um, Don't Get Scared Now comp. It got like Griselda Blanco. It's named after the drug empress. Um, she's rocking the fucking Virgin Mary gear. She got a gun in the hand on that cover with a fucking kilo of coke, I think, in the other hand. Um, get that. Don't Get Scared Now. That's amazing. Just download that shit because it's only on Spotify. I think it was like it was sold as on vinyl and cassette, but niggas is raping your pockets online for that. So download it somehow. Yeah, man. What else? Conway's work. Reject 2, the first Devil's Rejects, which is amazing. That coke on the mirror. Oof. Young boy, all he wanted to do was shoot hiding bodies in the bandos like Chris and Snoop. Fuck, man. Huge fan of The Wire, so that hit home. Reject on steroids, more steroids. He dropped more steroids and Reject on steroids in the same fucking year. And they're all fire. All that shit is album worthy cuts on those tapes. Benny with, My First Brick and 17 Bullets. Benny is amazing. Benny gives me that drug talk like Ray and Ghost used to do, like Beans, Beanie Siegel, Jadakiss, and all the other dope street MCs that know how to talk that talk about slinging weight. Benny got that shit down to a fucking T, my nigga. Like, he's that dude. Already told you all West Side Guns projects and all Conways. They have albums for days, like EPs, whatever you want to call it, albums. All that shit's immaculate. Get that shit, find it. Y'all know what to do. But yeah, Griselda's here to stay, and I think more heads should, get into them. You know what I mean? And there you have it with Griselda, and that's the main synopsis for this episode. But I want to touch on something. Um, you can leave your thoughts if you want. Hit me up. I'll be posting this on all my social media. So and be on Spreaker as well. So like Eminem released a song called "Walk on Water" with Beyonce a couple of weeks ago, I think, and got this new album out called Revival. Now, I love niggas don't like this. Niggas giving him flack for it and stuff, but I absolutely love the BET cipher where he annihilated Trump. That was amazing. I know niggas is hating on it, but I loved it. Oh, it was cringy and shit. Nah, I don't think so. I loved it. But when I hear this "Walk on Water" with Beyonce, I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Just ugh, the chorus makes me cringe. I'm like, for the last 3 albums or 2 albums, I would say Eminem has not been impressing me. Like I love. Well, let's start from 1996. Infinite album is okay. It's not great. I love the song Infinite, but it's not. It's a glorified demo tape. Alright, it's not that good. It's so overrated to the Eminem fans big that up so much. And I love the first 3 mainstream releases from him, the major label albums. The Slim Shady LP, the Monster Madness LP, and the Eminem Show are fucking bona fide classics. I hate Encore. I like Relapse somewhat. Relapse is dope. I don't fuck with nobody says. The accent can be overbearing, but I love it. So that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the point. Walk on Water, man. It's not a good song. But I'll be honest, I am still excited for Revival. I want to know what the fuck this shit sounds like. You know what I mean? Apparently, Dr. Dre produced some shit or executive produced some shit with Rick Rubin or whatever the fuck. And he's just not. He's being a dick. You know, he's just trolling his fans and stuff. This nigga not even saying nothing about the album or whatever. But we shall see. If he don't have West Side Gun and Common on there, he be doing himself a grave disservice. Because you gotta put your artists out there. I know he hasn't had any shady artists on his album since what? Fucking Encore or some shit, but he needs to do it. Fuck those corny fans that be hanging on Griselda. These are the type of niggas that just listen to fucking Eminem and a bunch of fuckboy trap shit. Like, I be seeing it on Instagram saying they're talentless and stuff. Like, y'all niggas is clowns. And I go to y'all niggas fucking page, and y'all niggas is fucking wearing doggy ears and the fucking flower crown filters and listening to fucking Little Yachty and you're saying they're talentless. Fuck off. I know opinions are like opinions, but like fuck that noise, my nigga. Like obviously you don't know real hip hop, son. For real, for real. But that has been the first episode of Speak Your Clout podcast. I'll be doing this every fucking Tuesday. So next week, what will I talk about? You'll have to find out. Hope you enjoyed. I will see y'all niggas on the flip side, and I want to make this something I do on the regular, and hopefully I get some background music or whatever. It's just the first episode, y'all. So hope you enjoy, man. Peace and love, y'all.